Hey, welcome to another episode of Sis Stop Sulkin podcast with Miss Tasha Talks Life, your favorite accountability coach. And this is the space where we dive into mindset shifts, life goals, and soulful conversations to help you heal, rebuild, and grow in your purpose. So go ahead, hit subscribe, grab your journal. Let's get into it. And today, ladies, we got... This guest is someone I've known since college. Back then, he was the go-to guy for DJing, throwing the hottest parties. And now he's taken that same mindset, that same hustle, and turned it into a powerful entrepreneurial journey, ranging from daycare owner, which we're going to talk about, clothing line, printing company, luxury car, like on and on and on, just to scratch the surface. So I'm excited to have him on the show, our Dope Dad edition in honor of Father's Day. Welcome. What's up, Pop?
TT.
I know that song. This is Kenny Aytch.
We here.
Yes.
Yeah. Dope Dad. Good intro. Okay, you're doing your homework. I like that. It was a little easy for you since it's been about 15 years.
Right, exactly.
We're not going to tell our age.
Oh, my God. No, we're not.
Don't let the gray hairs fool you.
Right. A little salt, pepper, ain't
Yeah,
hurt
little salt,
nobody.
pepper, little Barack Obama ain't never hurt nobody, you know?
So did I leave anything out?
No, that was it. That's the life after college, pretty much, you know? We just indulged in what we knew how to do and just took it into every category we possibly can. And now we into multi-million-dollar business, and
that's so
it's
dope.
Just to keep going. Father first, dope dad. I like that one. I'm gonna have to trademark that. But yeah, that's what life is about.
No, I'm so inspired and proud of you. Oh my God, we go way back to see. You've always been the leader, right? And the one that thought for yourself and did your own beat to your own drum.
All leaders follow somebody. So I had people that I followed before I got to college.
Yeah.
And then it was like, all right, you on your own. Beat it, get out. Take what you got and run.
Well, we ain't gonna talk too much about college because I don't want you telling those stories. We're gonna say we had a good time.
Oh yeah, it was good. It was good.
And DJing and partying and all of that.
I definitely tell the kids now, if you don't want to go, don't. Unless you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, something that you have to have those credentials for. But if you don't know who you are, then that's the best place to find it out.
Yeah.
'Cause that's where we found out who TT was, who Pop was, and Mike, and the list goes on. That's what it's good for. And then to figure out how to get it paid off.
Yeah. No, and that's funny because as an educator, people look at me always when I say college isn't for everybody. And if they do go, I suggest they go away. Right?
Oh, no, there is no staying in New York City.
Right.
I got two daughters. One is UCLA bound. That's where she wants to go play at.
Nice.
And the little one right now, we don't know, but I tell them, you're not staying here. For that, we could just go right into something that's trade, something. We could figure something else out.
For sure.
But, yeah, go away to school. It's the best way. And get away from mom and dad and figure it out.
Yeah, and too, networking and building. I think if you go to school and you're just in books, I think you're missing the opportunity. If you're because there's people that don't leave their room; they just study.
Did we study? The last book I read was in high school. No, I read one when I got out of college. But in college, nah. But what I like about college, and this is what I tell the kids too. Everybody is doing the same thing. We all have a common goal. We all want to graduate. No matter what you get into when you're there, whether it's DJing, whether it's sports, whether it's hanging out, step team, BSU, whatever it may be, we all have that common goal to graduate. So like I said, you're gonna figure it out. You're gonna find yourself, but we know when to lock down.
Right.
We was coming from parties, 4 a.m, diner, and had senior seminar for 3 hours that last year. And we got it done. That was the key.
And we held each other accountable.
Oh, yeah.
That was
it was a lot of that. It was a lot of, you ain't do that? Nah, come on, man. Come on.
You ain't go to class? My roommate, she was good. I'm like, girl.
Yeah. Find yourself by yourself in an extra year.
And then in that first semester, some people going home because they didn't do what they had to do. But yeah, it's definitely an experience. And I always joke and say, you're grown, but you don't got no responsibility. Bills and stuff that.
We lived, it's funny. In college, I made $80 a Thursday night, right? And it's not because it was that long ago. It's just because that was enough. I didn't even think to ask for more. And I split that 3 ways. Me, Joe Rockin', and Mike, $20 a piece, $25 a piece. But we didn't need much. I just had this conversation the other day with some kids and my nephews, and I'm like, you have no responsibility. You have a cell phone bill that you're not even paying
You're not
right
even
now.
paying for
So
it,
I doubt your mom's, you go to college, you say, go pay your cell phone bill.
Right.
Like, fast food was it, and the dorm food. We had stoves and never cooked.
Right.
That's how much we survived for a couple of dollars. Ma, send me $20, I'm good for a week.
That was it. Yep. That's so true. But yeah, no. So let's fast forward, because like all those things that I named, how do you have the capacity? Please.
Today I had a phone call and somebody was like, yo, I need to get next to you because I'm trying to figure out, looking in on Instagram, how do you take advantage of the 24 hours? Like, how are you doing this? And I just seen you buy a new car and you're adding more. Like, what are you driving? Like, what's going on? And it's time management. Like, I think the one thing I learned the most from college was how to manipulate time. What was more important? Like, I'm a full-time father first. That's my first job. Yeah. That's what it is. So in the morning, I'm getting up. I'm taking Kelsey to work out at 6. She's back at 7. I go get the other one. I get Kendall. We get up. I drop them off at school. I come. If I got to do something at one of the daycares, I go over there. If I got to fix something, I do that. It's just, but every day sometimes is a different day. I don't have like the same exact schedule every day. So this is why I tell kids too about a 9 to 5. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but understand, like, your time is locked.
Yes.
So I don't have that. Like, I can work from home. COVID was the best thing ever for me because I was actually in the office every single day. And then they stopped expecting us to be in the office, and they was like, okay, well, he's the admin, so he doesn't have to be in the office. And it was just like, okay, so I really can work from anywhere and do my job from anywhere. As long as I take care of what I need to take care of in the building, then my job is done. I can move around and just take advantage of that. Every second you get, just take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And I sleep. Don't get it twisted. I'm sleep at 9:30 at night sometimes. No, I'm out. I don't eat sometimes, but I'm sleep. I go to bed
Priority.
early. For real. You have to.
Yeah, wow. So, I mean, like I said, I'm like, dang. All right, so with all the things that you manage, do you have a team?
Yeah. Well, for the daycares, I have partners. For the shirt printing business, I have partners. For London, New York, the clothing line is me and Kelsey, who's the 13-year-old entrepreneur working it out. For the Groggle Me management, I have a partner. So I have at least 1 to 2 partners in every business. I take on a lot of the work because that's just who I am. I like to do things in a certain way, but I'm not afraid to say, hey, I need you to do this. I'm not afraid to delegate, and I'm not afraid. I've just had a conversation with Kelsey at 13, and I'm like, yo, listen, you got to step it up, kid, because you got me doing this design, that design. I got to package, ship, this, that, or whatever it may be. You got to order for your grandmother's birthday she asked you for, and I'm doing it. Like, on the computer and make it happen. But, yeah, that's a big part of time management, too, is knowing when to delegate and knowing what to delegate out.
Yeah.
And then,
Well, my boys, I have one of them. I just signed him up for Saturday school where he's learning filming and editing. He's the president of his photography club. So I said, okay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
The other one is in dance on Saturday, so you could go to this. And he wasn't happy, but I'm like, you'll thank me later.
Right,
and then I'll pay you. So it's important for them to be, and like I bring them here so they can see things
so he's talking to him like, you enjoy it? He's like, no, I like it. I said, oh, okay.
And he's the one that wants to be on TV. So
that's perfect. Yeah, he was talking. I said, well, you can talk. You're really good at that. You chopping it up. I didn't ask you that, but that's a good one. He ready to go.
Yeah, so with all of this, what are some limiting beliefs or some things that you had? Because confidence is, something that has to be built, right? And rejection and things like that. But what are like the limiting beliefs or things that you have to overcome to like even attain all of this?
So at one point I would say that I didn't think I wanted to be a boss, right? I was like, for me, even to this day, I'm the perfect assistant. I'm one of those people, I don't need the credit. I don't need to be in the forefront. I don't need it to feel like I'm successful. I feel like I'm privileged to be that way. I just like to get the work done. I do these things because I like to do these things. So I had an uncle growing up, my Uncle Ray. Shout out to Uncle Ray. And he gave me the confidence. Like, he was biased towards me. And that same bias pushed me to believe everything and anything and all the impossible. Like, everything.
What do you mean, like an example?
So he wanted me to be a rapper.
Okay.
I was playing basketball at the time. But it wouldn't stop him from saying, like, he always said, you have the look, you have this, you have that. But the main thing was, he was like, I believe you can do it. Like, your mindset is anything. I want you to do this, but if you don't want to do that, then do that. And he used to always tell me a story of how when I was little, they used to always try to get me to do things, and I wouldn't do them. Like, he would be like, oh, why don't you go do this because your friend is over there doing that. And he said, I don't remember, but he would say, I would go, so? I don't care. And that was always my attitude. So now I'm as a teenager, he's telling me these things, and I'm taking on that image now, like, because now when everybody's going to smoke and drink and do things they ain't got no business doing, I don't need to do that, because I've always been this person. So unbeknowingly, me not knowing, I had somebody telling me, like, you could do whatever you want to do. You've always been that way. I'm a little hard-headed, but I take advice and I take bits and pieces. Like, everything I've learned how to do came from somebody else. Yeah. Everything I've done, everything I've earned came from helping somebody else. Like, if somebody go right now, can you fly a plane? I'm going to say, yeah, just to help you get wherever you need to go, and then we'll figure that shit out in the air. But I'm going to figure out how to fly this plane.
Right.
So it came from that, and then sports, right? Playing basketball, growing up. I tell my daughter this now, like, I wasn't the greatest. I wasn't the best young, but as I got into 12, 13, 14, the high-end names, they would have 35, I have 20 in the win, or I have 25, they have 35. Like, I just wasn't afraid of the competition. Once that started happening, it was like, okay, I know how to lose, I know how to win. Neither one of them hurt me. Like, what am I scared of? Like, it's a game, and life is just the same. Like, I could win one day, I could lose the next. I got laid off from 2 jobs. I got laid off in 2008 and then again in 2010. And I was like, I'm never going back to work. Yeah. This is for the birds. It's over. I'm not going to keep doing this for no reason. Like, I'm qualified. I got my degree. First time, it was last hire, first file. It just didn't make sense to me. And then it really wasn't a lot of money. If you're in education, I know you need certifications to get the money. I wound up going into education after college, but I was in like an after school setting. Yeah. So I was making like $32,000 a year. It wasn't really a lot of money. So I'm just like, if I'm going to stay in education, shit, I might as well have my own. That's where the money's at. And that's what that kind of turned into down the line. But, you know, life is funny.
Yeah, I like it sounds like, you know, from a child, because one of mine, my youngest one, is like that. Like, he's 9 and he just learned to ride a bike maybe at 7, right? But we were trying to teach him, and I'm like, Messiah jumped on and he was riding, and I'm like, you don't want to be able to ride? No. You don't want to? I'm good. Like, and it was, to me, I admired it, because everybody else would be like, oh, but he knows who he is and he thinks for himself, and it's no matter what. Everybody's over there, he's like, I don't like that. I don't want to do that.
It's a thin line between a leader and a follower, right?
Yeah.
I preach it to my daughters all the time. Don't be a follower, be a leader. And it's hard because they can't interpret when to follow, right? Because we're telling you not to be a follower, but you should be following somebody, right? You should be following me if I'm doing the right thing. If your friend is doing something positive, what's the problem with following? Yes. It's a very thin line between the two. But that personality of, I don't care what the next person is doing, that's going to take him through the moon.
Just hearing you, it makes me feel like, wow, he's going to be okay, because he definitely has his own mindset. And like you said, listen to your inner intuition to know, does this feel right? If this friend is doing this, does it feel right? Does it not? And already knowing who you are, as far as like, I don't care to fit in or not, and then listening to that, you're going to be straight, you know?
That's amazing to have that early. Like, again, I didn't know I had it. I was told that I had it. But to have it that early is just like, even when I got to the school and I met all you guys, I came with the notion of my friend from high school is there, my other friend from high school just transferred there. Okay, I'm coming. Nobody expected me to do what I was going to do when I got there. And I didn't find that out until I was meeting certain people, and they were like, well, they didn't really do this before you got here. And I'm like, well, I'm here now. Let's get,
but it's what we doing.
Let's get it going. From there. And it was up. It's up and it's stuck. Let's get it going.
Oh, we have such a good time. Oh, man. But we need to have a reunion or something.
Oh, no, we're planning that. We figured out that we're probably the glue between maybe 3 or 4 years before we graduated, and definitely the 3 or 4 years after. Because I came in my junior year, and I was like cool with all the freshmen girls. I had the relationships with them, friendships with them, right? So I got that second half of, because I talk to them now, and they be like, who you talking about? I'm like, yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah, forget it, never mind. But, so we're trying to get like that 10-year radius. Because they do a reunion, but it's more catered to like the professionals. And like, we want to do something more urbanized, more like, you know, we don't want to do the boat ride. We were thinking about it, but we were like, it's kind of like, I don't know if the boats was pretty shabby back then. Like, we don't want to be on that boat.
Not now.
And the yellow buses to get there. Like, we're not trying to go back down that route. But we definitely want to do something. So we're trying to plan it around what would be not March Madness, Midnight Madness, but for us it was Bonfire.
Oh yeah.
That night.
What month is that?
That's like October.
Okay.
I think it's still like around the time where Midnight Madness would be. And I don't think they have a step team anymore.
Really?
So we're gonna try to bring the steppers in for those kids that's there to see what it's like, because obviously
dope.
they don't have that. And we'll do a dinner, a gala form that same night, and then I think we said the next day we'll have a tour for all the alumni, because the school's different. It looks nothing like a Mount St. Mary. Nothing.
Oh wow.
Like it's fire though. And I'm like, if we had the time that we had with what we had, they have lounges all over the places, like other dining areas and study halls, and like it's.
When's the last time you went
crazy.
up there?
I was up there a few months ago.
Oh wow.
I went with Big Mike. He was taking some of his high school students there on a visit. So I took Kelsey with me, and we went that day. But the school is fire. So we definitely want to have a tour for the alumni, and then do a brunch.
Do they still have EOP, HEOP, and all that?
They have
stuff?
that. So that's who we're going to go through.
Okay.
So I met the lady Janelle. She's still up there. I think she's in that admissions office, but she's tied in with HEOP. So we're gonna work it out.
Okay, all right.
But alumni weekend is coming.
Yes. Oh yeah, we gotta definitely.
Yeah, it's going down.
Just make sure everything's a day party.
No nights. We talking about 9 o'clock is over. 9 o'clock is bed.
Because we gotta get up early.
We gotta get about 8 tomorrow for brunch. Like we're not gonna
Please, because everybody gonna be late.
Nah, we ain't gonna do that.
So I want to talk about the clothing brand.
Okay.
I was waiting for my pink 2-piece set to come in with you, but I guess I'll check the mail.
We just got samples in for the new part of the line. But the clothing line is not, like, I started one. I had it for a while. I was managing the artist, and the artist was pushing it, and then that all fell apart. The actual artists were young, and it was too much at the time, and they all went their separate ways after the contract was up. And Kelsey was actually like, I want to go play in the WNBA. And at this time, I'm like, this is about 3 years now.
Okay.
And I'm like, it's not a lot of money there. Like, I get it. Like, if that's a goal of yours, we're going to go.
Yeah.
We're going to push for it. But money-wise,
yeah,
what do you want to do? Because the woman is not making the money. Hopefully, by the time you get there, it'll be there. Now it's creeping up. And she was like, well, then I start a clothing line and the brand. I could do that now. She's like 10. Remember, she's cutting up stuff in the attic with me at the time. So now it's like, I could do that, Dad. And I'm like, well, you know what? Let's do it. And I kind of like pushed mine to the side because, again, here goes time, right? I'm 44 and I have a clothing line, and it's like trying to get people to jump into that at this age is kind of like I'm setting my ways, right? You got people like that would not take off a pair of Reebok, Adidas, or Nikes. They're not going in no other brand until the big names wear it. So I kind of was like, you know what? It makes more sense. Like, she's 10. At 18, that's an 8-year run with her brand. So let's put it into her. Like, I'm gonna help you do yours, and we're gonna push. And it's been cool. One of the biggest guys that supports her is Chris Gotti, Irv Gotti's brother. He had it in front of Ja Rule. Ja Rule shouted her out. Another one of her people, like Kelsey's like your son. Like she meets somebody, she just start rambling off at the mouth. They love her.
Not shy. She her father's child.
For real. And then Donovan Mitchell rocks with her from the Cleveland Cavs. Shout out to Donovan Mitchell. He's always showing her love. But the brand is like, I'm enjoying it more than when it was mine. A lot less pressure. I know that she has the time. I can be a lot more creative because I have the youth. Yeah. So again, they're not stuck in their ways. I'm like, what's going on? You like this? And she's like, nah, that's whack. And I'm like, yeah. So tell me what's popping right now. Like, what's shaking? No, you should do this. You should do that. Design it like this. And I'm like, all right, let's do it.
So how'd you come up with the design? I know the name, but like, how did you come up with?
So Kelsey's middle name is London, and I always wanted to do a logo within a square that was equal. So I would try to do it with like Grogomir. It never worked. The letters don't match up. The symmetrics didn't match the name. And I was just in the office one night. I was doing something on an embroidery machine, and I'm just like, London is 6 letters. Really? I never knew that. And I remember when I was DJing and I was in the street, shout out to, I think it was Talking New York. And they had a logo that was a square, almost like a walking sign, like a street sign to tell you to walk. And it was even letters. And that just popped into my head. And I did the London, real simple. I mean, it must have took me about six minutes, maybe. Okay. And when I seen it, I was just like.
That's when you know it's alignment, though.
That's when you know it's it. Like, I literally seen it and started jumping up in the office, running around, called my partner, like, yo, we got one. It makes sense. Like, immediately I went, and here it goes again. I'm a person that likes to learn. Like, so I had a lawyer who trademarked Groggle and Groggle Management, and she charged me I think it was about $3,000. And I'm like, you know what? this one I'm gonna do myself. So that was the first trademark I ever got done by myself, no lawyer, no nothing.
Oh, wow.
I figured that out. So that saved me about, I think the trademark process with just one class, maybe about 500 and change from the 3,000. But I had a few classes with the $3,000 bill. But yeah, so I learned how to do that on my own. I already knew how to do the websites and design and everything else. First time I ever used Shopify. That took me about a week to figure out all the back end stuff.
Shopify is, whew, I was like, close it.
Shopify do it to you. Shopify would. So you have programs like Wix and what's the other one? Squarespace.
Yep.
Those are a little more
user
friendly.
friendly.
I've used Wix 1,000 times to build websites for people. Shopify, it's just it's you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Like it's a reason why, but it does everything.
Yeah. Well, that's what they say. But they do. My girlfriend has it, and she was like, I could show you whatever, but our time doesn't coincide. But I'm like, anything that takes me 2 or more hours to figure it out, I need to delegate.
It took about a week, but I say that to say this. I say this to say that. Learn it, right? If she can give you the time, if I got the time. Like it's only the back channel.
Sure
it's only you got me on camera. Yeah, shit, ain't no turning back now. But it's only the back channel stuff.
Yeah.
That's difficult because you're not doing. That's not something that you do every day.
Right, and once you do it, you kind of just
do it, and then you update it, and then you learn it. Like I was just on there for the past week, learning new stuff about Shopify. Now I'm in the back end in the code and trying to figure out how to flip this with the code because certain things. But you know, it goes back to my Black Planet days and MySpace days. I'm like, I know how to get to the image source and all of that. Oh, change that. Oh, there we go. There we go. I know, right? But it's pretty solid. And I look at everything like it's also a way to make money. Everything I've ever learned was a way to make money.
That's true.
I don't do it often. I know how to hook all of this stuff up with film, obviously. I know how to edit. We were talking about that earlier. And I'm asking you all this question because I've done it before. So I know exactly what somebody else is going to ask. Oh, what's this? What's that? But I do it so that way, I know the price of things, and I can't get, you know, because a lot of people don't know, right? Yeah. So now when somebody's telling you something costs $1,000 an episode per se, somebody might be like, get the $1,000 per episode. But if you've never done it yourself, you really don't know the true value of what this man has to do to set all this stuff.
Sure.
You won't know. So everything before I get into it, let me learn it. I don't want to do it I know some people be like, you're crazy. You got an embroidery machine, you don't even use it. I bought it so I know the value of it.
Right.
I know I did use it.
Forever. They say I'm a forever student. You're a forever student.
You have to, man. Because, and now sometimes I'd rather send out for embroidery. I don't want to sit there for 8 hours and do 150 shirts.
But you could if you
I could because I know how to do it. But why do that when there's a company that'll do it for $4?
Right.
And I might not even have to pay for it up front, right? That's the whole drop shipping game.
I'm learning that now.
Yeah, so it's like, I get it, but I learn the value of so many things. And then that's how I have the time. That's how I'm able to delegate. A lot of this stuff I delegate to other countries and companies because I don't
heard about
have time for
Fiverr and those other things.
Fiverr I was on 10 years ago. It's crazy to see where AI is at. And I just told somebody the other day, like, I believe they had AI back then because there's no way they're getting you this stuff done. Yeah. Literally, they're like 10 minutes later, here's your logo. I'm like, what the fuck? What are y'all doing over there?
Yeah. And the good thing about that is that you could pay less, but it's still a lot to them as opposed to getting somebody in the States to do it. What I'm learning is that I got to relinquish control a little bit because it's like, I know I can do these things, but because of my capacity, I'm ready to delegate. But then it's like, what are they going to do it right? Or if I got to teach you every single step.
There's something that my sister said years ago. And I'll never forget, she was being upset. And she's like, oh, I hate this technology. It just made kids lazy. And I'm like, no, it got the work done faster. This is what we as people sometimes don't get. This is why there's so many people more advanced than us in other countries. Like, who wants to go through an encyclopedia to find out what this word means? Why would I want to do that when I can say, hey, Siri, what does this mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. Let's take advantage of it and stop complaining about it.
Because people argue that you get dumber, but I don't think so.
Like, you know what it takes to research? Like, I think I'm a master researcher more than anything. You don't get dumber. Like, I have to find out so many different things and build so many different formulas for what I want to get done. Like, I'm literally on the computer trying to figure out this and that. How am I dumb?
Yeah. That's what this girl, because I was telling her how Chat is like my assistant. And she's like, well, chat, you don't have to research it for yourself. I said, no.
Chat GPT?
Yeah. But I'm like, if you ask in the right prompt.
The right prompt, yeah.
And you train, like, literally, it's going to give you what I'm not asking you to do something for me, but you're helping me to create more content. Meaning, like, do the research on my person.
Right.
And what do they want to know?
Right.
And now I can go and teach to that. Do you know what I'm saying?
I fought Chat GPT for like 2 years.
Really?
And I just, like, I don't know what it was about it. And I just felt like it was Google. And then I seen the power of it. And it's like, this is Google on steroids.
Yes.
This is what Google probably used to give us information.
Yes.
Right? This is their back-end channel. What they probably say, when you're typing in on Google, who's whatever or how to do whatever, they're asking ChatGPT for the past 20 years. And now we're just getting the insights on what that's how it works.
That's how I feel.
And now you got so many other companies that's doing it, and it's just like,
it's crazy.
but it's actually, it's fire. And even for the daycare, I heard my fiance telling one of the teachers, use ChatGPT for your lesson plan. They can't do the lesson plan for you. What's the difference? Like, tell ChatGPT what you want to do for a lesson plan.
Listen.
And then you're going to have to read it, fill it out, write it out, and then get it popping. Like, what are we waiting for? Like,
I tell Chat,
stop.
This is my idea. Okay, so I just had an observation. That's why I love that you said. I like my kids to act out stuff, like performance-based. And I don't know. I just like all that stuff. So I went to Chat and I said, listen, these are my kids. This is demographic. This is the grade level. I want to teach them genre, but I want them to do it in a creative way where they can, like, act it out. It gave me, like, 3 different
Not only do it give you that, would you like it more urban? Or would you like it more luxury? Would you like it more like
fun or more professional?
More fun, please.
I'm like, yes, that's great.
Yes,
I'm going to like it.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Word. That's the life.
And my principal was floored. She said, where'd you get that? I said, I made it up. And she was like, I've never seen it done like that before. You know what I'm saying? This type of lesson. And I'm like, I had the idea. I just needed Chat to, like, kind of make it.
One of my buddies was saying he was buying something from Rolex, or he bought a few things from Rolex. And they asked him for a bio. He's like, a bio? I ain't never did nothing that I need a bio. What I need a bio for?
Really?
ChatGPT got the bio, sent it over. She called him like, I sent this to my manager. Oh my, this is amazing. I don't know if you want to be a reseller. I don't know what you got going on. But he said, like, that's what I did. I sent it and I went over there. Like,
and the more you use it, the more it knows you. I had it read me.
Oh, you sign in?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't get that far.
Oh, yeah. No, that's, we like this. Because I had it roast me. Like, tell me, like, where am I, what's my, literally.
It knew everything about you.
Mm-hmm. From all the time. Because I've been using it now since 22.
We need to send that to women. Because sometimes y'all don't know what's going on.
Don't stop.
Chat GPT.
It definitely
What do you want for his birthday? Because y'all be lost sometimes.
Don't stop.
Maybe Christmas, Father's Day. No tools.
Coming up.
No tools. No
what
tools.
y'all want?
Nah.
What you want?
We can barely get that.
Chat ain't gonna tell you that stuff.
Chat might tell her. Get to know Chat. Get in Chat. Chat might tell you it's been 2 weeks. Chat might let you know it's time. You slipping.
Put your hair in a pony.
Word.
No,
Chat GPT is official, man.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a really good tool, especially if you know how to use it. I like it, and I subscribe to it.
Yeah. I got it from my daughter. I got it from Kelsey again. Kelsey's like, you did your homework? Yeah, I was using Chat GPT. Like,
I mean, okay. I don't know what do they really expect? Because, like, you could even use Chat to create like, say you're studying and you have a test. You could use it to create a sample test. But what you can't, like, you have to still check it, certain things, because it's not going to be like it spit out some problems and it's incorrect sometime, and you're like, wait a minute, check that. But it's definitely a useful tool, like, if you use it the right way, for sure.
I'm all for forward advancement, even for the kids. My daughter grew up on YouTube. Like, it wasn't, as long as it was nothing, weird. We go in there, we check it every now and then.
Yeah.
And I was amazed when she was 2 or 3. And she's telling me stuff that I didn't know what was going on.
It's crazy.
So technical advancement, like, everybody should be doing it.
Yeah. I'm not worried. I mean, I'm not a techie in that sense, but they're worried that it will replace, you know.
It can, but you have to remember, people-wise, right? There's billions of people in this world. It's not going to take over but so much. Like, if it's going to take over jobs that's like at McDonald's, somebody still has to run the machines. Right? This is still technology. It has to be plugged in.
Exactly.
Your producer can set all of this up. But if that middle screen goes off, Chat GPT is not going to say,
Yeah.
please turn middle screen back on, fix wire. That's not going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
you're still going to need people, but there's still advancement. Think about when, telling our age again, but we didn't have cell phones in high school, right? I mean, it just was at that borderline.
I got one as soon as I got to college. I got a Nokia.
I had one in 10th grade because I had a sponsor, the guy that was paying for me to go to my school. He actually got me one. Got a call before 9. Had the little black, I don't know, it was a little black flip phone. I forgot the name of that company at the time.
And you definitely didn't call me.
You don't call me before 9. I got 200 minutes. That is a quick phone call. But
wow.
Yeah,
It
so,
hasn't even been that long, but that's
it hasn't, and that's how fast it advanced. And that's what I say to people. It's not about us being old. It's about how fast technology.
And you got to get with it, or you're going to really feel old or really get left back.
It's almost a part of, like, again, it's a thin line between, what do they call it when the people come into the neighborhood? Gentrification, right?
Yeah.
A lot of our people have been living there paying $100, $200, $300 rent for the past 40 years.
Yeah.
Like, when did y'all not think that this was going to change?
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's on us to not
prepare
and get with this and be ready for when something. It's all technology is.
Yeah.
We just got to be ready.
For sure.
It's just a way to win with everything.
Hey, sis. Before we continue with this episode, let me ask you something. Are you constantly juggling goals, responsibilities, and everyone else's needs? You've got big dreams, but life keeps interrupting your flow? Well, that's why I created the Ultimate Plan Her. Using my proven EPIC method, you finally align with your purpose, plan with intention, and create the life you desire and deserve. This is your year to stop sulking and start elevating. The Ultimate Planner includes a goal tracker, reflection prompts, and built-in self-love practices. So grab yours today because you don't need more motivation. You need a proven method. The link to yours today is in the description. Now let's get back into this episode. Yeah, I got so many questions, but I want to ask you right now, like, what are you doing for Pop? What are you doing for fun? What are you doing outside of fun? And I know I see you in the car singing and stuff, so I know what you do is fun. But
I have this conversation a lot, and I always say it out loud to people. Like, nobody ever asks me what I want to do. Like, I've helped, when I tell you about 20, 30 people start businesses, progress in life, and then I was coaching with the kids. That's exactly who I am, though. That's what I do for fun.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing better for me than to see somebody else being successful.
And I think that's always been something
like,
that
I don't know, when I say I love it with a passion, like, so my end all is somewhere down the line with motivational speaking, right? But I have this issue with money. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I don't chase it. I don't care for it. Like, I know we need it, right? Don't get it twisted. It's needed. But to see and to be able to go from 0 to 100 and see an idea come to fruition, like almost everything I've done, it wasn't here, right? So think about Twitter, think about Facebook. These things didn't exist.
Yeah.
The name didn't exist. The actual notion of what it stood for didn't exist.
Right.
These were some of the first of its kind. Like, Baby Lounge, name that I came up with in the corner of my room, London, New York. That brand did not exist. Groggle Me. I took that from people making fun of me, saying when I was DJing, "Oh, can't get right, ha ha." And I was like, "Oh, get right, can't get right, get right, get right to get left." GROGL. Like, that's my brain. Like, there was only one class I remember in college, and that's marketing. Like, that was our main class. That's the one I remember the most. And it's just something about seeing stuff go from nothing to something. Like, that's my joy. That's my fun. That's if I could do that for the rest of my life and not have to be locked into one spot 24 hours a day or 10 hours a day or 16 hours a day.
I feel you.
And that's a gift and a curse because I love change so much that sometimes it's a conflict.
You get bored with stuff.
You get bored. Like, what am I doing? I got to learn something else.
So that sounds like why you're a visionary and you're always creating and stuff is because it's just the excitement.
Yeah, and I'm for my people. Like, I'm for our people.
Yeah.
I always want to see, like, what. And that's, I think, what stops me with the motivational speaking thing is I always feel like, and I know so many people that do it, so I'm not talking about you guys. I'm not trying to talk about your guys' business model. It's like taking money from my people to do something that I was blessed to learn. Like, I have the issue with that. Like, that's my biggest issue.
So you mean like charging to speak and stuff like that?
Yeah, like for like if I'm doing a service, right? So I do prom rides and I have to drive. So I don't charge $1,200, $1,300. I charge $300, $150. I charge whatever it fits like, right? I got a photographer for $100. and gas. That's about $250, $300. That's all I need. Like, I'm driving for free. I'm putting gas in my car. I'm enjoying it. I'm seeing this person with a smile on their face. They're going to their prom. They're getting their pictures. And I got my guy doing the pictures, so he's putting some money in his pocket. Right? It's just like, I just have this. That's one of my biggest things. And I know people have to do it to make money.
But that's probably why you're so blessed.
No, that is why I'm so blessed.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not probably why.
Yeah, you know, for sure.
It is for sure the number one reason why.
But you can still, but I think the motivate, I get you on that, because some people, the price is astronomical, right?
Right.
But even with what they charge and stuff, but these corporation stuff have the money. But anyway.
Right. No, I get it. Again, that's why I get it. But it's like, for me, it's more of a personal thing. For me, it's like, charge TT? Like, charge, like, these are my people.
Yeah.
Like, how are we ever going to get ahead?
For sure.
How?
No,
like,
I hear you.
I'm charged, and I get it. There's always a fair number. Like, everybody that I work with, I always tell them, like, there's always a fair number.
For sure.
Like, don't expect me to do, you need an editor, and you expect the editor to do 15 hours of work for $40, right? Like,
right.
no, but I always break it down too. Like, okay, so if you need me to edit, and it's an hour edit, let's say that's 2 hours and it's $50 a show. That's $25 an hour. You're not even making 15 hours an hour at your real job. I did the same thing with my sister. I had to tell her how to break down her cakes and how much time it's taking. And I'm like, bro, if you're making $300-$400 for a cake, when you break that down, how long does it take you to make this cake? Okay, break it all the way down.
That's how you know what the charge is.
That's how you know when it's fair.
For sure.
You got some people that'll say, oh, give me $2,000 because that's the going rate. Yeah, it's the going rate, and I get it, but I'm just different. I want to see my people also. I want to see everybody win.
No, I feel that.
I love that. That's a big part of me. I eat, right? I find ways for me, right? I could have had my house, like when I first bought my house, I wasn't living there. I'm back and forth in between the city and Long Island. Everybody's like, oh, you're crazy. You got a pool and you're never even there. That's bugged out. I'm like, don't worry about it. I figured it out. And I rented the pool a few times. And I was like, this is not really what I wanted to do with it, but you know, I never charged anybody crazy. And then Section 8 came out for everybody. And my uncle lived with me at the time.
You go.
So I figured out a way, and now that's paying for the mortgage pretty much.
Exactly.
It's always a way to eat and still take care of people. A lot of people just don't have the patience to find that way out, or maybe they just don't want to.
Right. No, you're right. It's work. It's not like it doesn't come easy.
It's never easy. But I just told somebody yesterday, like, I figured out a way to make, outside of my salary, I figured out a way in between everything else that I was doing to bring in an additional $11,000 a month.
Wow.
Like, so that puts me at, let's just say 140, and let's say my salary is 60, I'm at $200,000 a year, right? And that's all because I stuck to my script. I didn't try to get over on anybody. I did everything strategically, right? When it was time, when we were being displaced because the developer was buying my whole block where the daycare was at, and the mom, my partner, she was like, oh, let's just go find somewhere to rent. And I'm like, no. Like, we're not renting. We've been renting for 10 years.
Right.
We done paid out $400,000 on this building. Like, no, let's find something to buy. Let's try. Let's find something to buy. And we wound up finding something literally down the street. And we got it for a steal. We got it for like $960.
Wow.
And in the area where everything is going for 1.3 and up. And we redid that. We re-gutted it. And
did you have to close, or no? You just wait?
No.
It just smooth.
It just
once
it was a smooth transition.
So,
like, he was trying to rush us out.
But
so what also happened was, here goes the belief again. I did my numbers. I made sense of it. I'm like, okay, with a mortgage on there would be X, Y, and Z. Can we afford it or not? Let's just go there. Can we afford an extra $4,500, $4,700 a month?
Right.
The answer was yes. We can afford that. Nobody else is going to be in the building. It's not like we're going to have gas and electric running all day while we're transitioning. And so we did that. We wound up doing that for like 2 years before we even moved in the building. And the guy that was buying the building that was trying to push us out, he didn't even know I bought a property down the block. Right. So he came, we had maybe six more months on our lease, and he's like, you guys got to go by October. And I'm like, our lease is up in December. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, no.
But in the meantime,
we got to move. We got to make
moves. We was already making moves. And eventually we spoke, and him being who he was and trying to rush us and be slick, he gave me all his connections. Everybody, oh no, you could go see my guy over there, and you can see this guy over there for cabinets. Now I got a whole Rolodex of people for that, and I made connections with them for fair prices. We got the building done. It's a beautiful building, And becoming a landlord is like, okay, well, now you have to also get paid as a landlord. So now I have a program in the building that has to pay. And I didn't.
So it's more, so inside the lounge, baby lounge, I love that name.
I rented out to DOE because we have a UPK program. So right now, they were supposed to pay the whole thing. They got over on me. They were supposed to pay the whole thing when I moved, but they stayed still, which is fine. And then the other half of it, because I do have another program there after school is downstairs, so I just split it. Like,
Okay.
you guys are still doing this
That's
until we get this other classroom we want to get in there. And then, so there's an extra $4,500 a month. And then you add in,
That's what's
my
up.
uncle,
Okay.
and that's extra $2,000 a month. So that's about $6,000. And then that doesn't have anything to do with me when I do make money as an owner.
Yeah.
Right? That has nothing. I have to pay the mortgage with this money. So that's landlord money. Right? This money over here is landlord money.
Right.
So I just dabbled into real estate on my own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, clearly, right?
Without
Like, that's
jumping
good.
out the window and having to do it. Oh, no, I want to flip houses. No. I have something of my own that I can build. Let me build this first, and then we'll see how
how
this
it
goes.
goes from there.
And then, because it's always bet on yourself, man. However, when you have something that's working, my thing is always, how do you max out, right? What's your maximum goal? That's the best thing about the podcast. That's the best thing about Instagram and YouTube. There is no max. There's no ceiling.
Yeah.
Right? You're always going to grow. You're going to keep growing. You're going to go from 0 subscribers to 1 million subscribers to 5 million to 1 billion. And that's how you make your money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you're in the business, let's say the school, for example, there's a number. I can only have this amount of kids in the building. I can only have these amount of programs in the building. How do I am I maximizing that? No, I'm not.
So now you're gonna
I
do
don't
that
have
first.
after school plus this plus that. I still have a classroom that I want to bring in. I got an empty space right here that I wasn't utilizing for 8-9 years, right? Like, I need to and I don't own the building. So my thing was, I want to own. Once I own and then I have it full, now I'm maximized. Now I got everything going. Not that I have the building filled with the kids to capacity, but myself and my business is maximized.
Yeah. So now it's time to go.
Now it's time for me to look forward and go on to the next. Just like, right, you work in the school. I want to get the most I can get from the school. So I'm going to get my certification. I'm going to get my plus 30. I'm going to make me a 150 before I walk out the door. And then I'm going to go and do everything else that I want to do. Tasha Talks Life.
That's it. I just closed out a mentorship inside the school. I had an after school program with just the girls, and they want to renew it. So I'm like,
let's go. Let's do it.
And now I want to take it to other schools, just
something that you doing every day. You've been doing it, and it's like, is this it? Can I get anything else out of it? Let me squeeze this orange dry. Mm-hmm. And once I can't, okay, now I feel like I can't grow anymore here in this specific situation. Let me move on. Not move on, but let me just add something
add to it. Right, right.
Add to it. I think that's the biggest part about a lot of people. They don't know when to like add on. They just, I don't know, so I'm gonna go over here.
Yeah, I had that at one time. Shiny object syndrome at one point.
That's what it's called. Shiny.
Yeah, it's like everything new. So it's like this ain't working.
I think I got that too.
Put that. But you backed up at least.
I might have a little taste, but it works better for me because, right, certain things that I'm in, I don't have to be involved in. Like the daycare, like the teachers are running everything.
Yeah.
I'm an admin. I make sure y'all get paid. I make sure the kids' medical's on file. I make sure everything is running smooth.
But you don't have to.
And I fix everything around the place. But I don't have to be in that classroom.
That's nice.
For the 8 hours a day. So that's.
And then you do have the space and the capacity to do something else.
Right.
That's, for me, this year, 2025, my word was focus. Because I have so many, like, I get massive downloads at 3 o'clock in the morning. God gives me so many things, and it's like, ooh. So I have to be like, okay, let me write it down.
I'm in my sixth dream at 3 in the morning. But we ain't going to talk about that.
I'm up at 3 I'm like this right here, like, no. But, like, I got so many ideas, but I have to focus because they're not going anywhere. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, to your point, once this is, which it is getting there, and I'm so excited for it, then I can start. That's why I said, let me do the merch now. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting a lot of people asking, oh, where'd you get that from? Oh, I like that. So now I can add on something else, but I want to put it where it's running on the back where I don't have to, but yeah. So literally we could talk forever. And but we gonna wrap it up.
Back,
obviously. Wait, real quick, you have your podcast.
So that's another thing. That's on the hold. I mean, that was, again, just something for me.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
And Kelsey's, she's in this not weird gray area, but it's go time with basketball. I made a promise. I left coaching because I said I'm going to give the next 5 years to my daughter playing. It's been 3 years. So I got 2 more years. And I was doing the podcast thing, but I wasn't doing the full interviews. I was just doing like quick hits just to make people think. And I was doing them. I would go to my house on a Wednesday. I would shoot maybe 10, 15 of them. And then I would just post them or whatever. But I haven't been going in Long Island. I just been in Brooklyn because of the new building. That type of stuff been going on. So, and it's crazy. I had somebody stop me in the pizza shop one day. And I went to high school with him. And he's like, yo, what's up with the podcast? And I'm like, you watch that? And he taps his girl like, look.
Wow.
You know the guy? She's like, oh, why they so short? I said, oh, shit, she really do watch him. Like, they really do watch him. And I was like, I got to get back to it. But
when I saw it, I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is a lot. This is
but
look
honestly,
at what you're doing.
I look forward to come. I just love it. I love talking to people.
Oh, no, this is dope.
I love teaching.
This is dope.
I love just getting into people's mind and just hearing what they have and sharing it. And when I took a little break, people were like, where's the show? Like,
No.
you know what I'm saying? And I was just like,
This is you. This is you. It fits you well. It suits you well. Very fluent. You talked a lot when we was younger, but not like this. But this is it. This is it. This is the look. This is the feel. This is the vibe. Come on and talk life with Tasha. Sis, stop sulking. We're tired of it. Get over it.
Get over it.
Get you a fan that night and come sit with TT, man.
Whatever. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate
Anytime.
that. Anytime. For sure. But one thing before we leave, and I know we talked a little bit about it earlier, what is one thing you would tell or you would say to your younger self?
I think honestly, I would have told myself to stop working earlier. I probably worked, we graduated about 2004. My last job was 2011, so that was about 7 years. Probably would have stopped in about 2 or 3. And I just gave somebody this advice the other day, and I was like, do something that you love to do while you didn't have the bills, while you didn't have the responsibility, right? If you're in college, if you're a young adult and you don't have the responsibility and you don't have kids and you don't have any strenuous responsibilities, don't worry about the money. Just do what you like to do, enjoy it, and turn it into money. All the possibilities are there.
That's good.
Just go with it early enough. I mean, I was probably out of my mind to say I wasn't going back to work at that time too, but I knew what was coming. I seen it.
No, that's so. Well, thank you again. And if you heard something that tugged on you, that made you want to do something, I want you to share this with at least 2 people. Let them tap into this goodness, these gems that my boy dropped off. And I want you to have an amazing week and to know that your past doesn't dictate your future. I will see you in the next episode.